Once upon a time, in a small country, there lived a boy named John. He was brave and very clever. Every morning, he would take the sheep to graze and return in the evening. Everyone trusted John with their animals, but John had a problem. He was not growing taller. He wanted to be strong and mighty, a warrior who could crush stones with his hands. He needed a solution. One day, while at the market, John overheard two men talking. They mentioned a witch who lived at the entrance of the Whispering Forest. She could solve many problems. Excited, John ran to his best friend, Adam. If he had waited a little longer, he would have learned that the witch played dangerous tricks. He also would have known that to survive, he needed to eat an apple from a tree in the forest. But John was impatient and missed these important details. Adam was a blacksmith's apprentice and John's best friend. When John told him about the witch, Adam was cautious. He knew John was rushing into things, but he didn't want to discourage him, so he agreed to go along. The two friends packed their things and set off for the Whispering Forest. They walked for hours through fields and hills until they finally reached the small wooden house at the edge of the forest. Excited, John knocked on the door. A voice from inside called out, "Are you a spirit or a human?" John answered, "I am just a boy looking for help." The door creaked open, and the witch appeared. "What do you want from me?" she asked. John explained his problem. "I want to grow taller and become strong. Can you help me?" The witch thought for a moment. "Go into the forest. At the end of the pine trees, you'll find a clearing with two trees, an apple tree and a quince tree. Do not take an apple. Pick one quince and bring it back to me." John and Adam entered the eerie forest. They could hear whispers all around them. Covering their ears, they walked until they found the trees. Adam picked a quince and placed it in his bag. On the way back, Adam had a bad feeling. "This seems too easy," he whispered. John ignored him. He was too excited about his dream coming true. They reached the witch's house and handed her the quince. She dropped it into a boiling potion and stirred it for a whole day. Exhausted, the boys fell asleep. When they woke up, 2 cups of potion were in front of them. John, without thinking, drank his. Adam pretended to drink, but secretly poured his portion on a flower. The witch smiled and said, "Wait here. I will bring some firewood." As she left, Adam noticed something strange. The flower where he poured the potion had shrunk. He looked around. Where was John? He looked down and gasped. John had also shrunk. Adam quickly picked him up and hid him in his pocket. Before the witch returned, he jumped out of the window and ran. The witch searched for them, but found nothing. Furious, she decided to go after them. Adam ran back to the blacksmith and told his master everything. The blacksmith sighed. "This witch plays tricks on people and turns them into her slaves. There's only one way to break the spell." Adam listened carefully. "You need an apple from the same forest. Turn it into vinegar. When John drinks it, he will return to normal." But there was a problem. The witch would not give up easily. The blacksmith handed Adam 2 magical items, a steel needle and a wooden hammer. "If she follows you, throw the needle behind you and say, 'Pierce, needle, pierce.' It will create a wall of spikes. If she gets past that, throw the hammer and say, 'Strike, hammer, strike.' She won't be able to chase you." Adam took the items and set off again. The witch was already on their trail. "Wait! Let me help you!" she called. Adam threw the needle. "Pierce! Needle! Pierce!" Sharp spikes covered the ground. The witch screamed in pain, but kept going. As she got closer, Adam threw the hammer. "Strike, hammer, strike!" The hammer flew at the witch, hitting her again and again. She collapsed, too weak to move. Adam quickly grabbed an apple from the tree and ran back to the blacksmith shop. They turned the apple into vinegar. When John took a sip, he grew back to his normal size. The witch never returned. The town was finally safe. John learned an important lesson. He would never rush into things again. And from that day on, he was happy just the way he was. And so, the two friends lived happily ever after.